Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 35th episode of The Ruins of Warsaw, our Vampire the Masquerade game set in Warsaw, Poland in 1947. I'm Alexandra, and I'm the storyteller.
Hi, I'm Dolores, and I'm playing Janina of Clan Bruja.
Hi, my name is Faye, and I'm playing Beatrice Wozniak of Clan Malkavian.
And as always, we have partners in the chat acting as Keeper of the Elysium and also taking care of all the tech for us, for which we are very grateful. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us again to continue the story of Bea and Janina. Just to do a quick recap, last time, after quite a dangerous escapade that involved an accepted invitation from Hesimishi. After that, Bea and Janina returned to Hotel Bristol and reported what they saw to the Ventrue Primogen, as well as Edwin Sernowski of Clan Tremere, whom they found during their escapade, but in a different part of the city. They also described what they saw to Edwin's child Joachim, who was meant to do some drawings to visualize the descriptions. And after that, Bea was informed by Cornelia that there would be another task for them the following night. But they didn't receive the details yet. Apart from that, they got a chance to reconnect with some of the people at the Elysium. Janina talked to Dominic, a Nosferatu ballet dancer, to inquire about where she was, about her well-being, and about her friendship with Nastia, another young Bruja, a very studious one, with whom Janina spent a majority of the night probably studying and reading about methods of preserving blood, of extracting blood from corpses, fresh corpses, and storing it in blood banks. Having been asked by her Primogen with looking into possibility of establishing something like that for kindred. Bea reconnected with Leonard, a Malkavian they found during the first task they did for the sheriff, and talked with him about some of the disturbing visions they've both been experiencing, during which she got a sense that the darkness that was coming was circling around Nastia and the Bruja Primogen. But she was also told by Leonard that people don't really believe him and ran into a bit of a wall trying to report what she saw. But during a conversation with Antoni, she realized that Camarilla was already aware of some of the things about the darkness being already here and coming that Bea was trying to convey. And there were more things that Antoni wanted to say but couldn't, which was a bit unsettling. And after making these connections, both Bea and Janina went to sleep in their room with Janina's sire, Daniel, going in basically at dawn and collapsing onto the bed before they got a chance to speak. And that's when we will pick up with Janina, who wakes up You open your eyes, like in your bed in Hotel Bristol. You're again feeling a little bit of hunger, not overwhelming yet, but it is there. The sensation of nourishment, vita lacking, is there on your mind as you wake up. You see Daniel is there on a bed next to yours, lying there in his shoes and in his clothes, just face down onto the bed. What do you do?
I'm probably gonna check on Daniel. Like, I'm gonna just check if he's okay, if he doesn't have any, like, wounds.
So you look at him and you see that there is indeed blood on his clothing, dried now, but visibly staining his coat and some of his hair, and there are some scratches on his skin. But as far as you can tell, unless you want to, turn him over or do something like that.
I will probably wait because I know he will wake up soon anyway. So
yeah.
Then I will go towards the window, and my usual routine will watch people from the window.
You watch people from the window. You notice as you get to the window that the sky is becoming darker, but it is still this kind of indigo, deep blue color, as if the sun has just gone down. You remember it being darker normally when you got up. Already.
I probably try to look at the clock. If is there a clock in the room?
You would have something, yes. It is a little bit. It's a bit earlier than you would expect to be up.
Okay. I think it's like, maybe it fills me like with something positive, like that I woke up earlier than before, and I try to enjoy the remains of the sun in the sky.
There's very little. There's no more sun.
I mean,
but just there's the color.
I know. Yes, I'm trying to just watch and really relive some earlier moments from before when I used to wake up this early, maybe with Mara around.
There are still Mara's things in this room.
I probably glance towards them, but I'm not gonna go and grab them. Maybe like just my eyes go wander towards her things, but then I will go and look back from the window, watching people and the sky.
Yeah, there are people passing outside the window, some laughing, some smoking. There's someone standing, leaning against remains of one wall, reading a newspaper. And as you're looking and it gets darker, you hear Bea shake on the bed. Give out maybe not a scream, but a bit of a pained sound.
I'm gonna go and kneel next to her. I'm trying not to touch her, but I'm just trying to maybe silently sing the lullaby that Felicia usually sings to her, that I heard her sing, just like very softly and silently, just to her ear. And maybe gently stroke her hair just very lightly.
You're doing that until you hear Daniel stare on the bed and sit up.
Hey.
Hi. Hi.
You okay?
You see him sort of look down on himself, and his shirt that was already kind of torn is more sort of cut and torn. He doesn't appear to be severely injured, more just a bit battered and more dirty than usual. You see some of the like dirt and dust on his clothes as well. A little bit of chin.
What happened?
Fuck. I'm alright. It's just we had, and he looks absolutely disgusted. Like, just had a job to do, I suppose.
What was that job?
Fuck. We. Well, perception and empathy. Difficulty 6.
I have 2 successes.
You see that he, like, it's not that he can't tell you. You see that he's ashamed and just feels kind of disgusted with himself. That's why he sort of hesitates.
Daniel, you got this job because of me, so I guess I deserve to know what happened.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe it's better that you know anyway. Sabat has been embracing more people for clueless, most of them. We've been looking for them to get rid of them.
Oh.
And, well, you know, I don't know. I guess some of them fitted there right in, but still feels kind of wrong. I mean,
You had to kill them? How
Yeah.
many did you find?
well, we got like 4.
And I mentally thinking of Marta. She still lives on in our memories, often forgotten.
But they're getting ready for something, and I don't think they care about this people very much. They just, we're happy to leave them, throw them at us and see what happens.
Yeah, I guess they don't care about them much. But still, it's sad that these people who didn't ask for any of this.
It's messed up, and then I don't even know what is the thing to do. It's if we just left them, in a while, they'd be proper Sabbat, and I don't know, would kill you or Bea or someone I care about, but then
I know. Well, we try to help one of I don't know if we told you about Marta.
I don't think so.
It was back then when we still lived in our haven with Felicia and Mara. Once we found Marta. Well, we were attacked, but she wanted to be helped. She didn't know anything, and we promised to help her. We really wanted to bring her here because it was right at the time when we contacted the Camarilla. But then she disappeared. But later we found out that Felicia and Bea, well, Felicia didn't want her here, so she got rid of her. And I'm not sure if how much Bea remembers of that.
Well, doesn't matter what she remembers. She did it.
Yeah.
He looks to Bea, but it's not hostile. It's just the general disgust and despair.
Martha was a good kid. She was just a girl. She didn't know anything. She didn't understand anything about Sabbath. I think she would fit in Camarilla. So
I don't know if I fit in Camarilla, but
well,
without
yeah.
it we'd all be dead, so there's that.
Yeah, but I guess Felicia really wanted to protect Bea and assure that we get here with no problems. I don't know, but yeah, that happened. So
I just... Well, I can't very well say no, can I?
yeah, you can, and I'm sorry. It's my fault.
But also... And I hate myself for thinking this, but... You know, if we just leave them there... They're gonna hurt many more people.
Yeah, that's like, I'm not saying that I would want to leave them to Sabbath. I just wish we try to help them more than just getting rid of them. But I guess nobody get time for that.
No, they barely have time to hunt them down.
Yeah, it's just, I really hope we can get rid of Sabbath so no more people had to suffer like this, at least here in Warsaw.
I don't know if Sabbath is going to completely go away, but I wish we at least... Well, the Simone offensive and... Well, a good place for them to be, less so for us in this situation.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that you have to do it.
It would have been done anyway. If not me, then by someone else.
I know, but I know that you also struggle with it, and I'm sorry that you have to suffer more.
I just wonder where the line is, you know. Are they still victims, or is it self-defense, or is it both?
Well, yeah, I guess it's a very gray line.
I suppose.
Depends on the certain situation.
I guess so. How are you, anyway?
I'm okay.
You told me you've been doing... I don't even want to know.
Yeah. Well...
I want to know. What are you up to?
Well, honestly, I don't really know because we have a new task. And I don't think we so far got any information about what it is. So...
Task for the Ventrue.
Yeah.
So you're working for him now?
Well, Bea certainly is, and I'm helping.
I guess we all have to do our part or something.
Yeah. I hope it's not going to be... Well, I have honestly no idea what it can be. We already went to visit Sabbath Haven, so I don't really know what else can we do. Or more, what we didn't do yet.
There's plenty of stuff. Oh, you know, they can send you to a Sabbath Haven again, and that would be bad enough.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Well, I should probably put myself into some sort of order. Elka will complain otherwise.
Yeah, I guess here we have to make ourselves look a bit more presentable.
I'll do my best.
Well, I can't wait to see you all cleaned up.
He just sort of laughs and shakes his head and starts heading off towards the shower. Bea, you are in the place that you know is your home, but you are filled with dread. You don't recognize the small flat you're in. There's some comfy chairs. There's a sofa. There's a bed. There's a cradle for a child. There's some shelves. Some photos, some books, some papers on them. But you know you live here. But you know it's wrong. It doesn't feel like you do. The whole place feels wrong and alien, and it's so composed, so calm. But it feels broken and defiled, and you know it is broken and defiled. You hear bombs outside, and the ground is shaking. You hear engines of the planes over your head. And you are filled with even more dread. You know everything is distorted, and someone very important is missing. And without them, without their presence, without the image of their face, you're spiraling further into fear. You run onto a street to find them, to find something that will feel less broken and less wrong. But the air is filled with hot, burning, black smoke. It burns and hurts your skin. Your throat and lungs are in more and more pain with every step that you take, but you keep going. You want to call, but you don't remember the name to call. You don't know who you're looking for. You don't know who this person is. It's all wrong. The street is wrong, covered in smoke. Everything twists around you, and you don't know where you are. You don't know what this place was that was but wasn't your home. And you keep going to find this person. You hear some screams in the distance, but there is no one around you, no one you can see. Even if you run towards the screams, there's just screams, but no people. And there are no people in your memory. It's just blank. You can't recall the face of who you're looking for. You can't recall any faces. You can barely recall what shape the face could be. There's only emptiness and blackness, as if the smoke that covers and burns your skin also covered and burned through your thoughts, memories, and your sense of self, leaving only darkness, so deep and thick that nothing can move. Within it, there's only emptiness and fear. And with that feeling, you wake up.
Are you all right?
Bad dream, I guess.
Sorry, but you're safe now. I'm here, and Daniel's here as well. He's in the bathroom.
I sit with my face in my hand for a few moments, just waiting for some of the anxiety to fade.
I will probably try to hum some melody, some comforting melody to Bea as I give her space to calm down.
There's a moment as we're sitting there, I'm listening to the soft sound of Janina humming, where I want to reach out, I want to touch her, I want to hug her, but there's also this fear of touch. And I feel a flash of frustration. Thank you.
Of course. I just hate to see you so anxious and scared. Do you remember your dreams?
I was in a place that felt like it was meant to be home, but it wasn't. I couldn't remember anyone. And I was so alone.
You're not alone. Not right now. I'm always here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that you have to suffer in your dreams as well.
Well,
Maybe one day you will remember. Have a nice dream. And have dreams filled with memories.
that would be nice. All right. And I reach for my notebook and pick it up.
I think we are supposed to do some task for the Ventrue Primogen, but I don't think we have any details.
No, that seems right. I should get ready.
Sure.
And I start reaching into my bag and pulling out makeup supplies and getting ready.
You're getting ready. You hear there's someone in the bathroom, but as you start sort of getting ready in the room, the door of the bathroom opens and Daniel comes out. He's wearing still wet, slightly washed shirt and half wet coat where he visibly tried to clean the blood off it, and his hair is wet and kind of just comes with a hand back, and he's looking pretty miserable. Like, I remember I don't have any spare clothes,
Well,
but I'll be fine. Don't worry.
If you're needing something patched up, I'm decent at sewing.
It's not worth the trouble. Probably will get torn again.
It's fine. I probably won't remember stitching it up.
Don't you have like some important task to do today?
Yes. I suppose I do.
It's not like I don't appreciate the offer. It's just that what's the point? Gonna go beat someone up and they're gonna grab my shirt. It's gonna get torn.
Are you all right?
He looks to you sort of like kind of as if he now caught himself. Yeah, I'll be all right.
Well, take care of yourself.
yes, stay safe.
You too.
And I make.
Janina, don't do anything stupid.
I try to say I promise, but then I like swallowed the rest of the word and just smile and nod.
Don't.
Yeah, of course.
I give him a tired expression.
I make a mental note that I will try to find him some spare clothes if I get a chance.
He's looking completely unconvinced at your not promise. And like, well, stay safe. I need to go find Alka.
Yeah. We have to find our amazing task. Do you know where we have to go?
Well, I've got a note to speak to Cornelia, so
Okay.
I presume the lounge.
All right. Do you need to go to the bedroom and fix yourself? Or are you done?
I think I'll finish brushing my hair, but other than that, I'm ready to go. quickly do that. And
So yes, you get that done. No problem. And you leave
No,
the
make
room.
her roll.
No, not for regular. I don't know. Yeah.
It would be fun. I mean, Bea would
No.
end up with some
No.
funny hairdo.
Crit fail, stab myself in the cheek. No.
No.
Head out, sort of
Head out.
shaking hand and opening the door.
I will help Bea.
And as you start heading towards the lounge, you see that door to Felicia's room that you pass on the way opens, and she comes out.
I knew it.
Good evening, girls.
Good evening.
Bea?
Yes, mother.
Bea, why didn't you join me in my room? I told you I wanted you to be closer. I missed you.
I'm sorry, mother. I didn't want to disturb you.
Yes. We
Oh, you
came
wouldn't
very
disturb
late.
you, dear. Disturb me, my dear.
Yes, mother.
You shouldn't stay away so much. I told you. Don't you listen?
I'm
You
sorry.
always
it's
listen
my
so
fault.
well. Oh,
I wanted
Janina.
her to stay because I
Oh.
was lonely.
Well, you can both come.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
There
mother.
is a space for you.
All right. And I tried to force a smile.
Mm.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm all right. Just very busy.
Okay. Are you still looking for the Primogen?
Well, somebody has to, I suppose. Looking for a person who doesn't want to be found and doesn't want to come here. But I have an idea. Maybe
Good
it will
luck.
work tonight.
Good luck with that. We have
Thank
a
you.
task of our own as well.
I will see you. Well, later in the night. Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. You shouldn't stay away so much.
Yes, mother.
Have a pleasant evening.
You too,
You as
mother.
well.
And she starts walking away, having locked her room.
I guess we stay a bit behind to give her like some space and wait until she's like gone before I just look at that. Are you okay?
I don't know. Something hurts when I speak to her. I don't know why.
I'm sure it's in your journal,
Probably.
but don't worry about it.
Let's go.
Yeah. And we head to the lounge.
You head towards the lounge. Bea, how are you feeling on the way there?
Ashamed. There's an ache in my chest. I want to be closer to her, but there's also this fear under there. I don't know why. And I don't remember where any of these feelings are coming from. I was already feeling unsettled and shaken, and now I feel even worse, and I don't know why.
Janina knows very well.
Janina, what are you thinking about?
Well, I feel bad for Bea because there's a part of me that like wants to tell her what I found out the last time, that what I think Felicia feels, that she wants her closer but also wants like to hurt her. But at the same time, I don't think it would help Bea in any way. So it's just hard for me to watch them both and knowing things that I know and not wanting to hurt Bea. So I keep it all inside and just try to lighten the tension between them. So that's
Oh. And you reach the lounge. You hear Bruno playing part sad, part more dynamic and angry melody. And his ghoul is by his side as always, watching with admiration. You see Nastya is there, reading in the corner. You see Mikhail.
he's always there.
The other, he's always there. He's there with his child, Anna Maria. And he's holding her hand, and she's sitting next to him, looking at him. She's kind of stiff, and he's just smiling at her, and he leans and says something very quietly into her ear. You see Nina is there, sitting near them, near Mikhail, with Stefania, the other toreador, who has her arm around Nina's shoulders and is saying something. And you indeed see Cornelia there with Fabian. And he's saying something and she's laughing as you enter.
I take a moment to take comfort from the fact that she's smiling. I like seeing her happy. And then look to you, Nina. Shall we?
Yes, of course. Lead the way.
Head on over.
As you're heading over, she notices you. And you see her put an arm on Fabian's shoulder. Just say, I'll be right back. Wait for me. And starts heading towards you.
I feel like we're constantly interrupting her quiet moments. Wait politely.
Miss Wozniak. Miss Siwek.
Good evening. It's good to see you.
Likewise. I've been waiting for you.
Hope we didn't keep you waiting too long.
Oh, doesn't matter. I'm here more often at the moment.
My eyes briefly dart to Fabian and then back.
Hers do as well. She smiles a little bit.
I also smile at her.
Yeah, just oblivious.
I can take you to receive the details of your task.
Yes, please.
You won't be speaking to Primogen. You'll be speaking to Mr. Sarnowski.
Okay. I say, pretending that I remember who Sarnowski is.
Come on. And she starts leading you, not to the back corridors she normally goes to, but out into the corridor, and then up one floor, and through some turns. She finally leads you into a room, small room, that looks like it could be a small dining room or small discussion room. There is quite sizable table for maybe 10-12 people in this room, and the walls are decorated mostly in blue. The chairs also are decorated in blue, matching the walls. There isn't really much. It doesn't quite look like it's been converted into the office. But at the table is sitting Edwin Sarnowski. And a few choices away from him is Joachim Rothe, his child. Edwin stands up as you enter.
Good evening.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Please take a seat.
Oh, take a seat.
Me too.
He sits down as well, and Cornelia takes a seat near him. I must once again thank you for the information you provided, says Edwin.
Of course.
I've discussed all that we heard with Mr. Lubomirski, and we came to an agreement on the course of action that needs to be taken right now. You are, of course, aware of a small number of my clan that is currently here in Hotel Bristol. Taking that into consideration and all the information you provided, we deemed it beneficial to examine the location of our former Chantry. I am sending my child there, and he gestures to Joachim. He will be able to understand and recognize, or at least relay to me, the things that might be of interest specifically for our clan, and provide us with a knowledge on what happened, more detailed one. But, Miss Woźniak, Mr. Lubomirski recommended you for this task, given your gifts of insight and perception.
Of course.
I hope that as a person with such gifts, you might be able to provide us with more insight on what happened and this is happening there at the time.
Do you want me to try just now, or are you wanting me to go with your child to look more in depth?
You will go with my child.
Very well.
Please convey everything you discern to him immediately.
Yes, of course.
Even if you can't interpret something, he might be able to, or he will pass it on to me.
Understood.
Miss Shivak, as I understand it, you're going to provide protection.
Yes, of course.
Kind of looks to all of you now. We don't know what we will find there. He looks to Joachim. Gather as much information as you can. And then he looks to all of you and more at you, Janina. If you encounter any servants of the enemy, kill them on sight. Don't let them get away to notify their masters, or you might all be in grave danger.
Understood.
I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Sorry, I, the player, am thinking, because I was going to ask a question that I don't think Bea was going to ask. Whereabouts, roughly, is it that we're headed?
It's not very far.
Okay.
Joachim will take you to the exact location.
Okay. No, I don't think I have any further questions.
What was a hot minute?
Sorry. That was me, the
glances.
player.
Yeah. He glances to you, Janina, as well, in case you want to say something.
Well, I probably, my eyes wander toward Joachim, and I expect him, to know the place where we are going. And if I have, questions, I will ask him on the way. So I have no questions for Mr. What was his name? Sorry.
Sarnowski. Edwin Sarnowski.
Edwin, yes. Sarnowski, for Mr. Sarnowski. I will try to remember. All the surnames are
file,
so hard.
I think. Yes. He says, very well. Of course, everything that you learn during this task is strictly confidential. Just so we're clear. And he looks more to you, Janina, as he says it. Definitely.
Oh, I think Janina wouldn't understand anything anyway. So. She just like nods.
Cornelia speaks. Is there anything you require before you set out? Anything we can provide you with?
If there would be an opportunity for nourishment, I've had a lingering injury that's not healing well.
Of course.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
I have no courage to ask Cornelia for nourishment, so I'm not like saying anything.
Can't
I'm
imagine
gonna
why.
hunt on the way. Yeah, I'm gonna hunt on the way. So.
She kind of looks to you, and you, Miss Shivak. Weapons, nourishment.
No, it's all right. Thank you.
She considers you for a moment. But then looks back to you, Bea. Very well, I will arrange it.
Thank you. I give her a warm smile.
Please wait here.
Of course.
Edwin stands up with her. He looks to Joachim still. I trust you have it under control. And Joachim just says, of course, sire. You know where to find me. Good luck, he says to all of you.
Thank you.
And he leaves with Cornelia.
Thank you.
Leaving you with Joachim. Gives you a sort of smile.
I look forward to working with you.
Likewise.
Oh, it would be
That
nice
should
to
be-
have someone new to work with.
How often do you find someone new?
Well, not very often.
I'm glad to hear that then.
You have more details of the place that we're going?
I know the place well. No idea how it will look like now. It's no secret now. It's and he gives you a location. It's not far. It's in a sort of central area. You're not quite sure. Like he just says it's around the area. You're not quite sure which street.
Oh, that's fine. Just having a rough location is helpful. Right, insights, inform. And I'm sort of noting down things in my journal as we're sitting here. And I do briefly flick back a few pages to refresh my memory as to Joachim's name. Okay.
So how are you feeling about that?
Fine. Looking forward to actually using my strengths. Quite often these nights it feels a little like we're on the back foot constantly or improvising, so.
Yes, I know the feeling very well.
So no, it'll be good.
Yes, coming home in a way. And he smiles, but it's a bit forced, a smile.
As he says that, I become a little pensive and look off to the side and then come back and smile at him again.
And not long after, Cornelia enters with two people, two men whom you've seen before, recognized as her ghouls. She says,
Is
"Miss
one of the
Wojciech."
purse souls the one?
Yes, one of them is the one you almost killed.
I just dropped my gaze.
He doesn't look to you. Cornelia just says, Miss Wojciech requires nourishment. And you see the man. Like, it's kind of one of them bears neck.
I will go forward and feed. And
How much blood do you have at the moment?
2, 4, 6, 7.
You're right. How much do you take?
2.
7.
Oh.
That's Janina.
I know. I'm just
I'm the responsible one.
The
for
man
now.
manages to stand the other, sort of keeps him up a bit. He is a bit dazed, but clearly used to the process, knowing what's happening. Cornelia looks to you. Do you require more? You mentioned an injury.
Yes, and my hand briefly travels to my stomach, where I still have the lingering injuries from gangrel claws. If it's not too much trouble.
Of course not. Please.
Thank you.
And the other man just bears his neck unless you drink.
And then I do the same thing again. And then I will immediately spend that blood to try and heal that last point of aggravated damage.
You can, yeah. It's 5
points,
but it heals.
Okay.
It just costs 5.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Much appreciated, I say, as I feel my flesh knitting back together.
You do, and you feel hungrier, but you feel also whole.
And it's been quite a while since I last felt like that.
No wind blowing through your stomach.
Cornelia sort of she kind of helps one of the men who swayed a bit more sits. Says, "It's no issue at all. You were working for us. It's in our interest to keep you well fed and healthy." And she smiles, much more pleasantly than the things she says.
I smile back at her also pleasantly. Not seeing anything wrong with it, unlike the player. Right, well.
Be careful.
Of course.
I also wish you good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Right.
Joachim gives her a smile. Well, thank you. I hope we won't need it.
Indeed.
And he starts leaving, waiting for you, like
Yes.
to make sure you are actually following him out of the room.
Yes. No, I've decided to stay here.
I never
You
know.
go alone.
I assume you're going.
Yes.
I just wanted free meal now. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's gonna only work once.
Yeah.
And you head out of the hotel. Is there anything else you want to do before you head out?
Yep. To work.
No. I just want to maybe try hunt while we are out far away from the hotel.
Well, what happens is
I will probably mention it to Joachim.
Okay, you step out of the hotel, and Joachim pulls out keys, and he's heading for one of the cars that are parked in front of the hotel. So you mentioned,
Okay.
why didn't you?
I look at
I
her
don't mean to
strangely.
pry, but you just got offered.
Yeah, but me and the lady, I nearly killed one of her ghouls before, so I don't think it would be very wise and polite to ask her for more.
She offered.
I know, but it just doesn't feel right.
Are you trying to out-polite a Ventrue?
I don't know. I feel bad. So I decided. So if we could, if it's not trouble, if you don't want to waste time, then I will try to hold it in.
Has anyone ever told you it's a terrible idea?
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
I got a feeling. We need to get you fed, otherwise... Well... I'm sorry, but you were meant to protect us, and I will feel much safer if the person who protects us has a means of doing so.
All right. Then if you can drive us a bit further from the hotel, and I will try
We'll
to...
find something. And he leads you towards one of the cars.
I'm feeling a little embarrassed. And,
How are you feeling, Janina, about
You should get used to it.
How do you feel about all your hair?
I'm not embarrassed.
Okay.
I'm not embarrassed like for declining because it just doesn't feel like right to me. And I know that Bea has like a good relationship with Cornelia, and I didn't want to like mess it up further, so that's fine with me. And about our mission, I mean, I'm glad that we have Joachim with us, who at least knows where we are going, how it looked before, for what he's supposed to look in there. So I feel a bit more like safer than if just Bea went to look to Tremere Chantry alone. So I mean, now I'm thinking about that I need to feed, but otherwise I'm feeling okay. I'm fine.
You're fine. So, Joachim gets into the car. It's a sort of regular-looking black car, like the ones you see around the city sometimes. It's a bit dirty. It definitely doesn't stand out. And he starts the car and puts on the radio, and there is some classical music, piano playing. He starts driving, and he kind of looks back at you, Janina. So, which restaurant would you like to go to?
I don't know. I usually just grab someone from the street.
Yeah, I know. I was sort of. Do you have an area you go to?
Just far. I know. I just mean like far enough from the hotel, and otherwise I have no. I can't remember the English word, but you know what I mean. No.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. Just my brain is like just frozen.
that's okay.
Happens.
So-
He's sort of all right then. And he drives you towards slightly towards Poniatowski Bridge, doesn't quite reaching the street that leads there. He turns into one of the smaller streets. And then another one. And drives more towards the center. And when you are in a sort of quite ruined area of the city center, not the one where everything is flattened, but a heavily bombed one, with just remains of walls standing. There are some people around there, walking with shovels. It's not empty. He sort of stops the car. Will that be all right?
Yes, of course.
I don't know how you usually do this.
Are you wanting any backup?
Yes, I would love to if you come with me.
I'll go with you.
And maybe distracted. Distracted. The person.
So you're looking for a person to feed from.
Yes.
That's wits and alertness. Difficulty 7.
Can I roll as well to help?
Yes, absolutely.
What is the difficulty?
7.
Okay, I have 4 successes, 3 9s, and 1 8.
Yeah. Bea, you have no clue. You're looking at these people. You don't know how Janina does it. But Janina, you immediately notice a man who is a young man. He is maybe in his early 20s, maybe not even. And he's sitting on some rubble a bit to the side. He's eating a sandwich there. He has some flowers lying near him. He looks like he's waiting for someone, but he's like alone in a smaller street.
Okay, I will glance towards Bea, and if she's near me, I will whisper. If she could distract him, then I will circle around him so I could be behind him. And so I could feed him while she's distracting him.
Okay. In which case, I'll pull out a map from my bag. The good old "I'm lost, can you help me" trick. And head over towards them. Excuse me. I'm so sorry to bother you. I was meant to be meeting my husband around here, and I'm a little... could you help me? And I
roll that manipulation and subterfuge. Difficulty 6.
Okay. Does persuasive come into this?
Yeah, it could actually.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So difficulty 6, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that is 4 successes.
And no problem at all. He looks to you, he kind of puts away his sandwich, making sure it's wrapped in some piece of newspaper, and stands up and comes up to you,
Thank you
moving
so
his
much.
cup to the side. Yes, of course. Where are you supposed to meet him?
So I'll pull out the map and start quite in depth, explaining that he told me to meet him.
He's listening. He's completely engrossed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Janina.
Yes.
I understand that you move in.
Grab him and bite into him.
You grab him and you bite into him. And
Yes.
he goes limp in your hands. And you have to hold him.
I will hold him.
And you feel the taste of his vita fill your mouth.
Yum, yum, yum.
Please roll your self-control. Difficulty 7.
Oh, thankfully. I have 10, 10, 8, and 3. So 3 successes.
I'm so proud of you.
You control yourself.
I'm proud of myself.
You know the feeling. You know better now how to stay in control. How much do you take?
2.
2. So you take some blood and you move away from the man. He is dazed. You can prop him up against like some wall. And
I will
do you leave him there?
And put the sandwich. Yes, I put the sandwich in his hand.
I'm trying to just.
He won't be able to hold it. He kind of it will drop to the ground if you try to do that.
Well, if he's like sitting on next to her, I'm just like putting the sandwich next to him.
I'm trying
he needs
to pull
nourishment.
Janina away.
He starts sort of coming to and moving, and
I'm grabbing Janina by the coat and dragging her away.
Janina, are you following?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Bea has no strength to like drag you
I
against
don't.
your will.
As soon as I feel like he's okay and Bea's pulling me, I'm
the pathetic.
Oh, you know, you can tell he'll be okay. Like
yeah. And while when we are far away, and tell her, are you proud of me?
Always.
I smile at her and follow back to the car to Joachim.
Joachim is waiting there, sort of looking in the direction you're coming from. Waves at you a bit. Successful?
Successful.
Yes, everything went to plan. I'm
Right.
fed up. So weak.
Glad to hear that. Feel safer already.
Again,
Perception and empathy. Both
Sure.
of you. Why not?
What's the difficulty on this?
6.
I have 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay.
I have 1 success.
Oh, Bea, you're clueless. You're not
Boss
paying
not in
attention
the-
to any of this. Janina, when he's saying that and smiling, you see that he is terrified and uncomfortable. But he's putting on this facade, but you see that it's fairly thin, and you see that he is very uneasy and very tense and scared.
Okay. Are we expecting any trouble? You seem nervous.
I do, don't I?
Yeah, you're not very good at hiding.
I give her a look.
It's okay.
You're
we're
not
working
very good
together.
at keeping anything to yourself, are you?
No.
No,
Well,
no,
I
she
mean,
isn't.
friend's secret I will keep.
Everything you see where we're going, you should keep. And I don't say it.
I know.
I mean it as an advice.
Of course. I meant more like... I see that you're not. That you're terrified. Should we expect trouble?
I seriously have no idea what to expect.
Do you think there will be other of your clan in there?
I
maybe,
doubt it.
Hiding?
I seriously doubt it. I'd like that, but I don't think so, and that's what scares me.
I look to the sky, and I'd like to look for an omen.
All right, let's hope there won't be any serious trouble.
Omen regarding what? Sorry?
What we're about to deal with upon arriving at the Chantry.
Roll your perception and awareness. Difficulty 8.
1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
So you look to the sky, and the sky is clear. This night, there's a moon giving some light. You can see some of the stars. And you look there, looking for an omen. At first, it's all empty, and you can't tell. You're not sure. And then you notice shapes of some birds flying in the sky, blending almost perfectly with the darkness. And you see their colors and the color of the sky merge together and disappear in it and dissolve. And it all seems wrong and twisted. Like things can't really be discerned one from another. You aren't you usually know how to interpret things, but this, it seems you can't quite even name, but you get a sense of something being deeply broken and merged together and not quite distinguishable, as if everything that you're looking at was twisting upon itself in an unnatural way, and you get this very deep sense of something unnatural. You get a sense of danger coming from it. You get a sense of dissolution of things in it.
You're right.
You get the sense that the place you're going, there's something very wrong there.
Oh, good.
But in a less in a here is obvious danger that will attack you sense, in a more sort of fundamental
Okay.
existential sense.
Yes, there's going to be something very wrong with the place we're going. I can't quite pin it down yet, but there's something unnatural, something merged. I can't quite make sense of it yet.
I'm afraid we're going to have to go and see.
Of course. Vague, ominous warnings aren't quite what they're after.
No. Well, we know the place is dangerous already.
Yes. Well.
Shall we?
Yes, onwards.
Of course.
And you get back in the car, and the radio is still on, and it's not playing music anymore. There's someone reading poetry there at the moment, reading or reciting. It's very nice, very calm, very beautifully performed. Talking the poem of being in nature and beauty of it, and of missing your beloved.
I'm very focused on the poetry, and there's something in my chest that's aching, something missing.
And you are driving through the ruined city, seeing more and more rubble around you, less and less buildings standing, but some of it already being cleared, some new buildings already having their foundations laid, some construction already going on. Janina, what's going through your head on this drive?
Well, now I'm probably thinking more about the Chantry and what we are supposed to gonna find there. So there's just like trying to think about what Bea said that she saw in her ominous omen. That's probably, right now I'm fixated on that. No personal thoughts.
And you arrive in a place and you realize it's not very far from Hotel Bristol. It's more that because of the rubble, because of some streets not being clear, you had to drive a little bit around to get there. And Joachim stops the car and says, I think we should not park right in front, just in case.
That's fair.
But it's not far.
Okay. I keep my eyes peeled for anything suspicious.
Can either of you drive? Just in
I
case.
don't think so. I don't think so. I can drive.
It just might be good to learn sometimes. If you get a moment. I could show you a thing or two.
Yeah, you can give us lessons.
Well, it's not difficult. Shall we?
Yes.
And Bea, you keep your eyes out. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, good.
No, it's fine. So you go a little bit around, you cross some of the rubble, get to a different street over the rubble. And you get to your destination that Joachim points out to you. And you see a remain of a small palace, more decorative building, but rather small, built in a classicist style. At the very front, 2 columns that would have been to one side of the door, and part of the wall are still standing, and above them there is roughly half of triangular portico that would have been over the door. And the remains of the other half of the portico and other 2 columns are lying in the front of the building, in the front of the dark entrance leading further in. Some of the walls are still standing. Some of them have collapsed, but the general layout of the structure, from what you can see from the front, seems to be there. You see that the walls are blackened as if by fire. The roof has collapsed. On both sides of the building, there are buildings that have been turned completely to rubble. On your right, you just see several almost completely leveled, maybe like a little bit of more of a wall standing buildings. On your left, it's a similar sort of scene, but not far from there. The work to start clearing the area has begun. You see there is a site there with some wheelbarrows, some hammers, some shovels, a little bit of makeshift buildings for either the builders, maybe supervisor of the site, maybe some security if someone cared to put them there. There is a little bit of like a lamp lighting this part of the rubble installed. Bea, as you keep your eyes out, roll perception and occult. The difficulty will be 8.
I have 1 success.
You have 1 success, so you don't quite pick up on anything, but as you're approaching the building, you're maybe not going straight to it already, but you're sort of standing not far from it, looking at it. You get the feeling coming from it, coming all around you, of revulsion and hate and dread. The feeling wrapping itself around you and twisting you, and then it's gone.
That was strange.
Did you see anything?
I felt this strong feeling of revulsion, something wrapping around me, but it's gone now. Don't know what that was.
Joachim listens. You see at the moment you start talking, he's focused on you. Neither do I, but I'll remember that.
I write it down in my journal. Oh. Anyway.
He kind of looks to you. I think it might be good if you didn't take too many notes of what you see inside.
Very well. And I stop partway through. I'll then reach to the front door and put my hand on the stone to the right of the door.
There is no door. The door is gone.
The door is gone. It's just an empty
The door
void.
is gone. There is just where the door would have been.
Right.
You see some maybe like shards of wood that would have been broken.
Okay.
There is these columns. There are walls around. But you can basically like you see that there's like some kind of hole and it's all dark as you try to go in. Some of the roof there is still standing. But there isn't like a door blocking your way.
Okay. In which case I just kind of put my hand on the stone, look into the darkness for a moment, then turn to him and go, "Shall I?"
Go for it.
I walk in.
You walk in. And as you walk in, you start feeling horrible pain all in your body as your foot steps over the threshold of where the door would have been. Roll your self-control and stamina with difficulty 9.
Okay. I have 2 successes.
You have 2 successes, so you can push through it and keep going if you wish. You don't quite collapse from it.
I do cry out in pain as I step over, stand there for a moment, and then take a step
I'll run
back.
towards
No.
Bea.
Stop.
I see that she's...
I take a step back.
Can I stop
away.
in my tracks?
I take a step back
What
over
is
the
it?
threshold.
So you're going out again.
Yes.
So you take a step back, and Joachim is also you. What happened?
That was painful. Pain all over my body. Some things.
Is it gone now?
Did it stop
gone.
once I...
The moment it's gone.
Mm.
Did you go inside at first, or did you?
I did step inside. Took another step forward, then as the pain continued.
It would have been easing as you were going further inside.
Oh, right, okay.
Specifically in the
Okay, if
threshold.
I felt it easing as I took a second step, then I would have just pushed through.
Okay, you pushed through. So you're inside.
That is unpleasant. Strong sensation of pain as I walked over the door. A nice little welcome present.
Well, let's give it a go.
We can't get in.
Oh, Bea is in.
Yes.
She's sort of saying from over the
Okay.
threshold.
Okay. Okay.
And Joachim makes to step inside as well. And he does. Almost surprised. But then looks to you and like, oh, I see. And he seems completely unaffected.
Nice to know that security works. I say with a smile.
I will make a small step inside.
The same. You feel a horrible pain all in your body.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's like you're burning. You're not burning, but it seems to be crushing you. Roll your self-control and stamina. Difficulty 9. Your specialty would apply.
Yes.
Nice.
I have 1 success.
1 success. So it's hard for you to keep going. You can force yourself to do it, but it's definitely not easy. But you can push through the pain. You sway a bit from it on your legs as you walk. You don't quite collapse. You maybe have to support yourself on a wall, but
I'm trying to,
go in.
because I know I have to protect Bea and Joachim, so I try to push through the pain and slowly make my way towards them.
And you step with them into a dark corridor. And I think that's a good moment for a break as you got over the threshold. So we will be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching. Please stay with us to see what they will find inside.
What trouble we get up to.
And we will be back after the break. Thank you so much.
Bye.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us after the break to continue the story of Bea and Janina as they just walked into the ruins of a Tremere Chantry. So that's where we will pick up. You got over the thresholds through the horrible, crushing, burning pain. But you pushed through and you're inside. With Joachim, who crossed without any problems, any issue, not even noticing the thing you were talking about.
I bet he put it on.
And you are inside. It's quite like ahead of you is a quite dark space that is still surrounded by walls. There's still a little bit of a ceiling. So you are currently in the dark. Joachim moves forward.
I'm following after him relatively closely because I don't know where I'm going or what we're looking for.
Yes, and I'm following after Joachim.
He turns to you. We will need to get to the basement eventually.
Okay.
As you can imagine, this is quite different from what I remember.
Shall I see what I can pick up on up here for now?
Let's both try it, maybe.
Okay. I'll crouch down, not kneel, but crouch down and run my hand across the floor and activate Spirit's Touch and try and read the ground.
You do that. And Joachim moves a bit further and does the same. That's going to be perception and empathy. The difficulty is going to be 9 because it's been a while. A long while.
That's fine.
For him.
Janina is just trying to glance and not lose her friends.
Does insightful apply?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have 2 10s, so let's go.
All right, that's good.
That's 2 successes.
So you have
2.
2. Okay. 2 successes. So you focus on the floor, touching it. And you get a glimpse of the black smoke all around you. Not unlike the one from your nightmares. You get a sense of the ground shaking. You hear the very familiar sound of bombs. As the ground shakes, you feel, you don't see, but you feel the heat as if from fire, from a bit of a distance. And you get a sense of place shaking, something out of the ceiling crumbling down. And as you're almost lost in the sensations, you see just a shape, a silhouette, gleams briefly of a comely stepping foot. A bare foot, slightly distorted. You can't really see quite clearly. And then you reemerge from your insights.
I'm trembling worse than I was before. Well, that was unpleasant.
Joachim looks to you. No, it was not.
I saw a barefoot stepping, but I didn't make out much more than that. Other than bombs and fire and shaking.
The figure.
Yes.
There was someone.
Yes.
Are you okay, Bea? I asked when she mentions like bombs, and I know that's like her trigger.
I'll be all right. Just.
Okay.
We should head on in further.
We should just.
And be
I
cautious.
wish I could be more help, but we should keep an eye out for anything, really.
Of course.
I would say out of the ordinary, but I suppose that's a given.
I give him a smile.
He smiles as well as he says it.
I'll do my best to look out for things more extraordinary than a door that causes great pain.
There might be more surprises of unpleasant kind, I'm afraid. I can't quite tell.
Oh, goody.
I
Well,
wish I could.
let's find out what fun things await us. And
Yes.
I'm trying to be humorous and lighten the mood a little.
I'm trying to
This is the-
listen and stay alert.
Okay. And he says, yes, let's. Janina, you're staying alert. Roll your perception and alertness. With difficulty 6.
3 successes. I have 8, 7, 9.
Okay. For now, you don't hear anything, but you are alert.
Yes.
Um,
I walk past, like behind Joachim and Bea, to try to keep my eye on them and look around.
you keep going further, and you see that there's 3 different ways you can go. There's 2
Let's
sides.
split.
Well,
No, I'm joking. We are not in a horror movie.
there's 3 different. There's almost like you don't know if it's going to be a side room. It's like almost like a room to each side ahead of you, to the left and to the right. You see a little bit of like light coming from the one on the left, like the ceiling has collapsed there.
Shall we try? Do you have a preference, or shall we just try that one?
Let's try that one first, and we'll see what we find there.
Walk in.
You walk in, and you see all the walls are blackened by smoke as well. And you see above you the moon. And in front of you, you see a skeleton dressed in what looks like what used to be white shirt and very elegant trousers, lying there in the middle of the room. Quite big a room, more like a hall, from which door would have been leading into other rooms that now look collapsed, except for one.
Okay.
And you see the part of the floor has collapsed as well. In the opposite, like if you enter in front of you, in the other wall, on the right there would be a way to go further. On the left, a bit of the collapsed floor, leaving a hole in the ground.
I briefly sort of peer over to the hole, see if I can catch a glimpse of anything, but if not, then my attention will turn to the skeleton.
Joachim comes up to the skeleton as well.
Mm-hmm.
You come up to the hole in the ground. Roll your perception and occult.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 7 for this.
Okay. I will slightly improve my my vision with heightened senses while I'm doing this.
I don't think it will help you with
Okay, that's fine.
supernatural, but you can have it done in general.
Yeah, just since we're in a dark room.
Yeah. Well, if there's some light here coming
Yes.
from the moon.
Difficulty 7, you said.
Yes.
Okay, that's actually a weirdly good roll. That's 5 successes.
All right. Okay.
This hole.
I'm gonna-
This is what I'm seeing.
Just let me. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Right. it's not that bad. So, you come up to the hall, and first thing you notice is that even with your improved eyesight, you just see darkness in there.
That's fun.
And even with the moonlight, like, it doesn't seem to light anything inside it.
Okay.
And you're looking sort of intrigued. And at this point, you start feeling a cold, almost freezing cold, coming over you from this hole. Cold and emptiness. And it's drawing you in and pulling you closer, as if something from it was reaching towards you. And you see, you keep looking, and it's just darkness. And it feels colder and colder. You feel yourself almost shiver. Although you shouldn't bother you, but it still does. You would swear you feel it inside of you. As it creeps into you. And you get a sense, you maybe move, maybe don't, but you see your hand in front of you reaching into the hole. And you see it disappear in the darkness. And then you see through the darkness, and you feel your hand grow colder and colder. And you see it start to dissolve in the blackness, its shape slowly disintegrating as all your feeling in it leaves you. Meanwhile, by the way, when I said it wasn't that bad for Joachim, it actually was that bad, because I think what difficult, yes, I said. So, Janina, you see Bea come to the hole in the ground and sort of start staring into it. And you see Joachim come up to the body, put hands on it, and start looking at it. Completely focused, completely lost in it. And around this time, from the outside, where another door is sort of leading towards the walls, not deeper into the building, but to its sort of outer walls. You hear some footsteps there.
I turn my attention and I instinctively stand to protect Bea. But I keep my eyes on the general direction that I hear the footsteps. And I wait.
You see the footsteps, they don't seem to be, they are kind of coming a little bit closer.
Okay. Is it so dark that there can be someone?
Oh, it's not dark here. No, you can see. You can see the walls. You feel like whoever that is on the other side of the partially collapsed wall and rubble.
All right. So it's not like he's invisible coming towards me. Okay.
No.
Okay, then I will wait, and I will freeze in my I'm trying not to move and just wait with my gaze.
Wait.
Fixed.
And Bea is completely lost, and Joachim doesn't seem to move as well. And you hear the footsteps stop. And then start moving away.
Okay, I'm
You feel like you maybe glimpse somebody's like shape of a head over some of the rubble, and someone is moving away.
Did it look like they spotted us? Like, did they? If I glimpsed, like,
Possibly.
can I make steps like towards the footsteps to get a better look? I don't want to like get too close, but I want to like get to a point that I could have a better view of the person.
And you want to be sneaky about it?
Yes.
Roll your dexterity and stealth, and you can add your celerity to this roll as well.
Okay.
Do you wish to use your off-specs to see better, like Bea did?
Okay, yes.
That doesn't cost anything. You can just do it.
Okay, then
I'm just reminding you have it.
Okay, yes. Yes, I honestly always forget that I even have it.
Thought so.
What is the difficulty?
A difficulty 6.
I have 1 success.
All right. So, you are sneaking.
Yes.
And you hear, as you are moving very carefully, you hear the footsteps sort of quicken as they're moving away.
Okay. Then I will also, I will try to run. Because now when I see that the person is trying to get away, then I feel like it's safer for me to go and run and see the person.
So you run,
Yes.
sort of can run into the other room, and you see that there the walls have collapsed, and you can get over the rubble.
Okay.
As you run, you get a little bit, you run through this door, and then you feel like as you want to move over the rubble, you suddenly realize you're closer along the wall, sort of to the entrance than you thought you were, but you're not exactly sure why, or maybe it just seems that way. You're not sure. You're
Okay. Maybe I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, but you see the person was to your left, now it's kind of to your right, and running away. You see a figure of a man running away.
Okay, I try to remember the most of if can I see his face or general clothes or
face. You see he's wearing a simple woolen jacket, only fitted trousers. You see blonde hair.
Okay. Long hair, blonde.
Blonde.
Yeah, okay.
He's quite muscular, quite tall.
Okay.
Looks quite well built.
I will let him run away, and I'm not gonna pursue him further. I just want to remember how he looks like, so I could tell it to Joachim, and then I will try to go back. I'm not trying to sneak around or run.
Do you observe him as he runs away?
Yes, I observe him for a moment, just enough so I could
roll perception and alertness once again. Okay. With difficulty 8 this time.
Okay. 1 success, 1 8.
1 success. So you're observing him, and he's running towards the construction site that was to one of the sides of the Chantry, and he is heading for the building there. He kind of looks back, and you get a glimpse of the face with your specs. Roll your wits and intelligence with difficulty 7, because it's all happening very quick.
I have 3 successes. I have 1 10 and 2 8.
So you do realize that he looks very familiar, not exactly the same, but very similar to the man you've seen at the Zimishi's house, the man who let you through the gate, the man who let you out.
Okay.
And you see something fly and land on his hand.
Okay, with that knowledge, when I put him into the Zimichi house, then I will retreat back, try to go back to say everything that I saw to Joachim and Bea. Let's hope I won't get lost.
Oh no,
No, but
yeah.
I don't-
Well, you.
I don't want to get lost in the trivia
Bea.
Chantry.
We'll get to that in a second. Bea. You are looking into the blackness that whisks everything into nothing, seeing your hand disintegrate, feeling the cold reaching for you inside you. How do you feel with all this in this moment?
A little overwhelmed, somewhere between almost wanting to lose myself in it and wanting to pull away. It feels unnatural, but there's something familiar about the darkness, but there's also something that makes me feel deeply uncomfortable.
It doesn't seem to go away. What do you do?
Can I pull back?
Yes.
I pull back.
And as you pull back, you feel your hand again. And you feel the cold remove itself, but you're still aware of it in there.
I look around.
You look around. You don't see Janina. You see Joachim is touching the skeleton and staring at it.
I crouch down next to him. What
so
do
you come next to... Sorry?
Sorry, I just say, what do you see?
He doesn't answer. You just see terrified look on his face. And he seems to be lost in it.
I'm going to roll self-control so I can touch him.
Okay. That's going to be difficulty 7.
I have 2 successes.
Yes, you can make yourself do this.
Okay. Then I put my hand on his shoulder and just try and shake him.
At first, he doesn't seem to. He seems lost in what is happening, or whatever he's seeing. He seems lost in it. His hands grip some of the bones and clothes of the skeleton a bit tighter.
Okay. Then I reach down and I try and prise his hands off of the skeleton and hold his hands.
Okay, so you slowly start removing his hands. You can do it. It's just you feel them being very stiff. You have to. It's not the sort of thing that would necessitate a roll for strength. But it is hard going.
Yeah.
You feel like it maybe would be painful to him what you're doing, but he doesn't seem to respond. And you take his hand off.
And just crouch next to him, holding his hands for a second.
He's holding your hands, and he grips your hands then, almost instinctively, quite tightly. It's not painful, but it is quite tight.
It causes that sort of bubbling feeling of anxiety in my chest to increase slightly. It's still under control because I'm able to touch him, but it just... There's a weird sensation of enjoying being close to a person, but also feeling like I need to pull away as this anxiety builds. But I stay there for now because I think he needs it.
And he's looking at you, and he's still sort of moving. His head starts moving. There is this stunned, terrified expression on his face.
Yeah. Come on back. You got lost, but you can come back now.
His head shifts towards you. But he doesn't say anything, but he's responding to your voice in this way.
Okay, then I'll keep talking to him, and reminding him where we are, what we're doing.
And you're talking to him like this. And he you see a glimmer of recognition in his eyes, and then it's gone again, and then he sort of shifts towards you again, and for a moment he grips your hands even tighter. It's slightly painful, but then he relaxes as you keep talking. And there's more calm on his face, and then it's gone again, and then it comes back for longer and stronger, and he seems more aware gradually, focusing more on his voice, looking more like he's listening, and he starts nodding his head eventually, and he withdraws his hands. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And you see he's still not quite there, but he's much more. Meanwhile, Janina, you're trying to go back the same way.
Yes.
So you start climbing over the rubble. And you come up on the other side. And you're in a room you don't recognize.
This is a Bloodlines Tremere Chantry all over again.
Yeah.
I always get lost there.
I didn't. But I figured it out. I don't know. I loved it. Anyway, you're in this chantry now. And in this chantry, there is a room. There is some table that is knocked over there, partially burned. There is some shattered glass on the floor, some things that look like lab equipment. And you see the blood on the floor, and the blood is still fresh, as if it was just spilled. I'm not much of it.
By the layout
maybe like
of this chantry.
Yeah, maybe like few vials of blood. Still,
I'm not touching anything.
And you don't see any door out of this room. Only the rubble.
Just the ones
over.
Okay. Then I will try to I think that I made a mistake somewhere, and I go back towards the rubble that I came from and try to assess the situation and go the other way.
So you climb out of the rubble.
Yes.
And you are on the other side, where you went in, where you just went in. And you're pretty sure this is where you climbed out of before as well.
Okay, I'm confused. So, do I see any other door that I could try to use? I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense that the layout of this chantry is like so weird, but there has to be a way for me to go back. So I try to find some other door.
So do you try to find a different place to kind of go in, get over the rubble?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, which way do you go? Do you go towards like where you think around the corner, the entrance you came in through originally would be?
I think like the most logical. Yes, I'll try the most logic thing, like direction that I think.
So are you going back to the front door, or do you trying to assess where like Bea is and
if
kind
I
of
can see
through?
Like the front door, like the remains of the door, then I will go there. So I could,
you can find easily the front door.
Okay. Then from there, I will try to do the same steps that I did with Bea before.
So you're going through the front door. And you feel this pain again.
The rest of the session. I'm just gonna be lost in Tremere Chantry forever.
Maybe not. Roll your stamina and self-control, difficulty 9.
And now I'm gonna be frenzied.
No. You're not gonna frenzy from that.
Okay, I'm just gonna die. What was the difficulty? 9?
9.
I have 2 successes. No, 1, because I have 1. So 1 success.
So again, you almost collapse sort of down to your knee, but you force yourself up, and you can push through the entrance.
There's a spicy door.
Okay.
And retrace.
I'm trying to. Yes.
Oh, it's easy.
I'm
You
trying.
you remember how you went through. You remember where Bea used her powers, and then you turn to the room.
Yes.
And you see
Okay.
Bea there, sitting on the
Finally,
floor
my
of the
relief
room
that I
with
found
Joachim.
them. And I ran towards them. First, check if they are okay. You all right?
Yes, where did you go?
There was someone there. And
What?
I'm pretty sure it was the same person that we met in the Tsimichi house. Not one of the, not any of, I think it's school, maybe.
That's not good.
I'm sure you won't remember it, but I'm pretty sure it was him. But he ran away. Like, he didn't try to attack me or anything. He just ran away.
We were told to not let any of the enemy get away.
Joachim is sort of coming out of it. Did you get him?
I'm sorry, but I completely forgot about it. It's like out of character.
Oh no!
Otherwise, I would like go to, but it completely slipped my mind. I swear to God.
I think it's a bit
It's like
far
I'm
to
hearing it for the
retcon
first time
that.
right now.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just like saying that I completely like forgot about it. Like, so let's just say that Janina was so like confused that she just didn't.
Are you okay with that?
Like pursue that person. Yes, it's fine. It's just like I swear to God, my brain just completely forgot this information. Like,
if we want to
so
retcon it, I'm happy to retcon it. But
for me, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if you're fine with that,
yes, I can find the reason. Like, Janina was. I mean, in the moment, I think she didn't feel like she was in danger, so she just like panicked, being lost after that. It's fine. Let's continue.
all right. If you want to go with that, we'll go with that. So Janina delivers that information.
Yes, I will deliver it. But I will say that he just ran away. That I will say that I couldn't catch up with him. Let's go with that.
Oh dear. Right. Well, we might have company soon.
Yes.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Let's move quickly.
Well, yes, maybe we can still catch up with him, but
Do you want to try?
We can.
And we'll go further and investigate.
All right. Will you be safe? Because I should protect you.
Well, you didn't.
Okay, so you want me to go?
You should go get him.
Okay.
If you can.
I will try to. Okay.
What do you think? And he turns to you.
My best.
I think we need to stop him if he's going to send information. I don't think we can deal with more Tsumitsu.
No, I'd rather not.
It seems.
And you both see he is visibly shaken right now, and he's not really making an effort to hide it at this point. He's been like that since he kind of came to. You would know this better.
Do you want any help?
We don't have time for this. We should try to learn as much as we can.
Okay.
Yes, you stay here, and I will try to bring him back or kill him if you want.
If you see something coming,
if I will manage.
I have no idea if we will hear you, but Any way you can let us know.
It's all right.
Right.
I will try to. Can I send something to Bea? If I will think about her, will she
No.
hear it?
No.
Then, well, then it's just me. I will in spirit call for her. It's fine. I'm gonna be okay.
You can physically yell like that. That's
Yeah.
something you are capable of doing.
Yes, I will do that. If you hear screaming, it's me.
Great.
And I will go, and I'm not gonna wait around, and I'm gonna run back towards where I went after him before.
We should move the basement, you said?
I will probably pick up some rubble in my hand
Okay.
to use as a weapon.
So you start moving that direction.
Yes.
Joachim says, yes, we should move quick.
The basement.
Yes.
There's a horrible black void there, which feels like it's trying to pull you in. It's
There's
down. No. Right, let's try and find a way down that doesn't involve that then.
Do you think she'll manage? He says, as Janina already ran away.
Yes. I believe in her.
Oh.
He just nods, gives you a very faint smile, and steps out of the room back into the dark corridor and goes straight ahead.
I follow him very closely.
Janina, what is your intention?
Well, I first try to catch up to the man if I even can find him. If I will see and find him, then I will try to attack him if he will be alone.
Right. So
Is he? Do I know? Is he a ghoul? Or is he just a person?
have no
He isn't a kindred.
way of telling.
Okay. I'll take my chances. Let's hope that he's not a kindred.
And well, you I don't know. You weren't that close to him anyway. So you run into the other room and over the rubble. And again, you seem to be in a slightly different place than you thought you would be. In the same place as you found yourself outside before. And you see him. Just the shape of him reach the small building at the construction site.
I like that he's so slow that he waited for me to go get back and forth. Okay, I'm following him, trying to.
I mean, he's going inside the building.
Shorten.
He's in there now.
Yeah, I will follow. Yeah, I will follow towards him.
Are you trying to be sneaky? Or are you trying to be fast?
Well, I think outside. If he's inside, I will trying to be fast and not trying to be sneaky.
Okay.
If I can see him, then I'm gonna be sneaky. If he's already inside, then I'm just gonna go for it.
So you're sprinting to get there as fast as possible.
Yes.
Roll your strength, potence, and athletics. With difficulty 7.
Okay. I have all five. My 5 dice is all successes.
Okay. Only 5 dice.
Yes. I have 3 7s and 2 9s.
Okay. But did you roll 5 dice only?
Yes. Because I still have penalty.
Oh, you still have penalty. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, I haven't realized that.
Yeah,
That explains a lot.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out then. Okay, but still, you move very fast. You kind of almost jump out of there, moving part through the air, jumping off, moving like sprinting really fast, on the rubble, jumping from one piece to another, and you get to the door of the building, the small sort of shack that's been put there.
Okay. I'll try to open the door slowly.
You try to open it slowly.
Yes.
It's locked.
Okay. Then I will try to barge inside a bit, like with my shoulder.
No problem at all. You can break that door.
Yay! I wish I was this strong in real life.
And you see him inside with a bat on his hand, looking at the bat and saying, his mouth moving. But he's not saying anything that you can hear.
Okay. I will try to get that bat off of him.
So you're trying to catch the bat.
Yes.
Roll your dexterity. I guess bro.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop. Are you talking about the bat like the weapon or bat like
no,
an
bat
animal?
the animal.
Okay, that was a mistake because I thought he was holding like a bat.
No, he has an animal.
No, I'm not trying to kill an animal.
And he's saying something to
Okay.
it.
You have seen people using animalism before, I think.
Yeah, Mara did
Yes,
that.
I know, but what I wanted to do was like I wanted to take the weapon because I thought he was holding like a baseball bat.
Just check.
Okay.
You know that he can speak to animals. We've been told to not let him alert other people, and you're happy to leave the bat be.
Okay. Oh, now when you're saying it like this, I feel bad.
Sorry.
Because I feel so bad. I feel so bad about hurting animals.
I know.
Even when they are like fictional.
You don't have to kill it, but you can catch it.
Be your new best friend.
Okay, I will try to catch the bat, like take it away from it and hold it like in my hand.
I think this is a great time to roll some initiative. Roll your wits and alertness.
I want to know what this is.
Okay.
I want to know what the bat rolls for initiative.
Wit and what was the other?
Alertness.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't roll well.
Oh god.
You didn't.
Don't you get a bonus for initiative related things?
If you roll 10, you have specialty.
I have no tens. I have 6, 9, 7, and 3 ones.
6, 9, 7. Yeah, you have 0 successes. Okay.
Yep. I'm just having a bad day.
So what happens is, you try to move towards, but maybe you were thinking what to do. You weren't sure. You were assessing the situation. The man pulls a big bayonet knife and is attacking you.
Okay.
The question is, it's the beginning of a round. Do you wish to spend a blood point for celerity?
Yes.
Or to increase?
I will spend.
For celerity, you get an extra action. So you can defend from him and then do something.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, so spend a blood point.
Did.
Okay. And roll your dex and athletics.
It's not. No. Oh my god. I'm not having a good day tonight.
Am I about to lose you?
I have 2 ones, 6 and 5, so I can't.
Okay, so you have a botch.
Yeah.
Difficulty was 6, by the way. So it's
Okay.
like 1 too many.
Mm.
Okay, well, you try to move out of the way, but you're too slow. You feel like he moves faster than you expected, and you feel the stabbing pain as the bayonet goes through your chest and out, and well, your stamina, please.
Okay. Okay.
Difficulty is 6, and 1s don't count for this.
Okay. I have 9 and 8.
So 2 successes.
Yes.
So you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
What are you on now? Just so I know, because you
I
were
was
injured.
-1,
Yeah,
and now I am -3. If
but -2 it would be. It
Okay.
is-
Yeah.
doesn't go
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Um. Okay. It's your turn now.
Okay. I'm
You see the
trying.
bat is like flying towards the open window.
Do I still have the rubble that I picked?
Yeah, you
So-
do.
I will try to throw the rubble towards the bat to so it couldn't fly, to hit it.
Yeah. Okay. Roll your dex and athletics. I'm gonna say difficulty is 9 for this. Do you wish to spend willpower?
Yes.
Did she
I'm
get to add
back on
celerity to that?
No, because she's using it for an extra action.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So 1 success.
1 success, so you do hit it.
Okay.
And sort of disappears outside the window.
All right.
Um,
So that's
And now you have 1 more go
okay.
because of your celerity.
If I can, I will. What I want to do is to grab his hand with the bayonet and bite into him.
You want to bite into him.
Yes.
Okay. Roll your, I guess, dex and brawl.
Okay.
With difficulty 6.
Okay. I have 2 success, 9 and 8.
You do manage to bite into him,
Okay. Then I will
and you feel
drink.
the taste of Vita
Yum, yum, yum.
inside your mouth.
Can I guess from this if it's Vita, so it's not
Yeah.
a human.
Well,
Okay.
no, it's all called Vita.
All
You
right,
can't.
then.
You don't know. You have no idea.
All right.
It's not a kindred.
All right.
You don't think it's a kindred. It's
okay.
not.
That's
Yeah.
fine. If it's not a kindred, then I will drink him dry.
So you start drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Blissfully unaware.
Bea, you are walking
Quickly.
with Joachim deeper to the Chantry. And you start seeing another room lit by moonlight. And you see a staircase going up in there. This bit of a staircase undamaged, but ending without reaching the next floor because the next floor is gone and that room is ahead of you. You're approaching the entrance to it, and Joachim is going straight ahead. Please roll your courage with difficulty 9
Oh boy.
as you start feeling fear creeping inside you.
I have a 10 and a 1, so no successes.
No success. So you get to the threshold of this room and you see the staircase and you see Joachim go in and you feel paralyzed by fear. Like you can't go through. you don't feel capable of taking another step. Something is repelling you. If you just feel you're in control enough not to start panically running, but you can't force yourself to take another step.
I can't. There's something here stopping me.
Well, he's kind of looking around. You see him sort of trying to discern something. Let's have a look.
Poor boy.
It's kind of some of the words must still be active. Sorry, I don't know enough to even know where it is. Everything is shifted a bit. I think it should have been at the front door.
Damn it.
You feel like if you make a real effort, like spend willpower type of effort, you can push through.
I'll spend a willpower.
And he's like reaching with his hand towards you.
Okay. I grit my teeth, reach forward, grab his hand, and kind of propel myself forward.
And he pulls you through and kind of grabs you. Not quite grabs you, but like pulls you through. You kind of lose your balance. He helps you, keep it and not fall down.
Thank you. Take a step back a little awkwardly. Thank you. Right. One more thing dealt with. We need to keep moving.
Indeed. And he starts walking towards the staircase where you can see there's also the stairs leading down.
Okay.
You see in this room, which is all blackened from the fire, there is another skeleton somewhere. You see some bit of jewelry, just glimpse of it shining in the moonlight. You see a shoe somewhere, the various sort of personal objects lying around the place.
As we're walking, I presume we don't have time to stop and touch things. And I'll say as much, but I will sort of look over and go, should we take anything to identify people? I'm still saying as we're walking.
Let's. And he picks up a bracelet, put it in his pocket.
Okay. Oh.
Maybe we can grab something more on the way out.
Yes.
It's better to have our hands free.
True enough. Carry on.
Let's carry on down. Roll perception and empathy.
Okay.
Difficulty is 6.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. So you saw him completely shaken. And you see that he's almost trying to put a bit of a facade, but he kind of doesn't bother anymore. And you see that he is very uneasy, very unsettled and scared, but also in this feeling really out of his element, looking around with fear and disbelief as he's walking.
I feel it too.
I appreciate that. But I think this used to be the safe space in the world. So I think we don't have time to reminisce.
We can reminisce and walk.
He shakes his head and is walking down the stairs into the darkness. And you see that he pulls out a flashlight and lights it. Might as well.
I blink slightly as my eyes readjust. And as we're walking, I sort of almost without thinking say, so many things stopped feeling safe.
No, yes, they have. I almost don't remember what it's like. This was a safe place. I always remembered it as a safe place when I spent last several years in constant fear.
It becomes almost second nature after a while.
It does. I knew we couldn't get back here. We would have if it was still safe, but I guess part of me still hoped.
I hope you can feel safe again.
Gives you almost a smile. Maybe one day.
Maybe. And then I refocus. Sorry.
Yes, and you walk down. Janina. You're drinking.
Yum, yum.
How much blood did you have when you started drinking?
6.
6. You're all right then. You don't lose yourself in it. So you are aware of the men moving. Do you wish to spend some blood to have 2 actions this round? Since it's a beginning of the round.
Okay, I will.
Okay, but you will get some blood in a second.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you realize, you catch his other hand moving towards you, with something in his hand, and he's going to attempt to attack you with something. Are you going to try to deflect him?
Yes.
It's going to be difficulty 7 for both of you because you're both kind of, yeah.
Otherwise engaged.
Otherwise engaged, exactly.
Yeah. What should I roll?
Oh, you roll your dex and athletics.
Okay. -2. Okay. Oh, nice. I have 8 and 10.
2 successes. It wouldn't be -3. There's no such penalty. It would be -2.
No, I have -2. I said -2.
Okay, -2. Okay, sorry. And you have 2 successes.
Yes.
Okay. So it still reaches you. Like you manage to deflect his hand, just holding some small blade, but it still cuts you in the throat as you're drinking, sort of at the back. Maybe the angle wasn't quite what it was. I rolled your stamina.
I have what is there
6.
is the I have 1 success.
You have 1 success. Okay. Okay. Strength and that. Okay. So you take 1 more damage.
Okay.
It kind of cuts you, but not very much. But you do get 3 blood points.
Yay.
It's your go now. Do you keep drinking?
Yes. I'm trying to drink him dry.
So you're trying to drink him dry.
Yes.
Okay, so you keep drinking for another turn. Meanwhile.
Yep.
Bea.
Yep.
You're going down the stairs. And you're almost at the bottom of them, and you suddenly feel something twist inside you, and you feel a little bit of pain.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry. I'm not actually. Okay. So you almost like bend in half, and you feel something reach inside you, and you feel suddenly some blood come up to your mouth and start leaking. And Joachim is kind of by you and looking around, but you barely register him as you feel some of the blood leave your body through your mouth, leaking through your skin, and you see it draining through the air towards a space in the wall and sink into it. And Joachim kind of pulls you forward. And you're further down.
Charming home security you have here. I say, kind of wiping my mouth.
Says, it's all broken. You wouldn't be able to go in if it wasn't.
Well,
I guess whatever that wouldn't be as well.
good. Great.
Come on.
I'm trying to sort of make light and make it less frightening for both of us, but...
And how are you feeling?
Unsettled, uncomfortable, kind of in pain. That's my blood. That should be in me.
You did lose a blood point.
Great, wonderful. Yeah, I'm not feeling so good.
And you, as you exit the staircase, see in front of you a corridor. And you see those rooms going off to its side. Joachim shines a flashlight into the corridor. You see some covers of books, pieces of paper, some shattered glass lying there. You see all the walls are blackened from the fire in here as well. And you see some skeletons, some figures like that as well.
Do you want us to look around here, or do we continue?
Well, it's a corridor, so we're
It's
kind
a
of
corridor.
going straight ahead.
Mhm.
And he starts walking ahead in the
I follow
corridor.
him. I follow him. It's kind of
He looks
mentally.
to you. I can't believe I'm saying this, but, well, having as much faith as I can in your friend, Janina, I think we should try to cover as much ground and learn as much as we can.
Understood. Um,
I'm not saying entirely split up, but I'll go further ahead and you
okay.
try going into some of the rooms maybe.
Okay. If you hear any
Unless you don't feel comfortable doing that.
No, it's fine. If you hear any screaming, then you know it's me finding more home security. Right, and I turn and walk purposefully into one of the other rooms.
So you turn into one of the rooms, and
Yep.
he goes further ahead.
Mhm.
And you walk into a room, and you see in it, on a stone, decorative pedestal, a chalice, a silver chalice, but simple one, without much embellishment, standing there. And you see that there's rubble filling the room, as if the upper floor has collapsed
Mhm.
above it. And the pedestal and the chalice are completely undamaged. And there's no rubble immediately around it. And there's no light here as well. No
Okay.
moonlight shining through, although the floor is broken.
Okay. I'll increase my vision again. Look around the ground in case there's any sort of visible signs of wards, I guess. He mentioned wards. And then sort of tentatively approach. And I'm not going to try touching the chalice because I don't know how cursed that is, but I will maybe try and put my hand on the pedestal.
You try to put your hand on the pedestal, and you see that it kind of comes up to its side. And then you try again, and it does that again.
Mm.
And you can't seem to be able to touch it.
Okay.
You don't feel anything deflecting you. It's almost like something in you changed your mind and your hand moved on its own accord.
Okay.
Roll your perception and occult.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Ooh, that is three successes.
3 successes. So as
Yep.
that happens, you start feeling dizzy. You move your hand again, trying to touch it, and you feel this numbness and cold run through it and through all of your body and all of your mind. And you feel a bit sick, almost like you want to throw up, and everything sways around you a little bit. And you feel this revulsion, and you get this sense of reality itself almost collapsing onto you, and you look up and you see this blackness that you saw before, in which everything dissolved, and you feel this strong discomfort.
Okay, I kind of sink back onto the floor, like kind of almost sitting on the floor, and kind of shuffle backwards away from the pedestal and away from this blackness. And then if the feeling fades, then I'll take a moment to steady myself, but if it stays, then I'll kind of try and pull myself out of the room.
It stays a bit, like as you sort of start crawling out of the room, it becomes lesser, and then whatever you saw fades, but you still feel a little bit dizzy and lightheaded.
Okay. Was there anything else in the room? Was there any skeletons or anything?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
A skeleton in here. Yeah, a skeleton, and there is a little bit of clothing on it. It's not quite in the room. It's almost like at the entrance to it.
Okay.
And you see, as you come closer, that whatever clothing this person was wearing is kind of burnt, or it doesn't quite seem burnt. It's part burned, part as if burned by some substance, maybe dissolved, like torn to pieces. And the bones are kind of damaged as well as charred.
Okay. I reach forward and place my hand on the skeleton towards where, maybe not quite where the damage is worst, but near that area, and I'll activate Spirit's Touch again.
Perception and empathy, difficulty 9.
I have 1 success.
You have 1 success.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a sense of this person. It was a woman. Moving with purpose, with some kind of blade against something. You can't quite see the shape. The shape eludes you. But you get the sense of them cutting something. And then the pain, and something wet, and pain, and burning pain.
I pull my hand back. I move on to the next room.
You keep going further.
Yes.
Janina.
Yes.
It is now another turn. Do you wish to spend a blood point to have another action
Yes.
from your celerity?
Yes.
Then spend 1.
Yeah.
And you feel the men still try to move and try to attack you again. And tell me, how are you feeling holding him, draining him dry? How do you feel about doing that? What thoughts are in your head surrounding that action?
Well, right now, he's an enemy. I mean, and he's not a human per se. So
He is, though.
well, he is, but he's an enemy. So I have no right now. Like in this moment, I just want to do what we were supposed to do.
Okay.
And I want to get rid of him, and I don't want any danger for Bea.
So you focus on protecting
Yes.
Bea and on doing what you were told to do.
Yes.
Roll again to deflect is another weaker blow. With difficulty 7, your athletics and dexterity.
Okay. I have 2 successes. I have 9 and 10.
9 and 10. Yeah, you do manage that. He tries to stab you again, cut you in the throat, but he's weaker. You see, he's somewhat weaker. Not weak, not as weak as to not be able to act yet. But you manage to push his hand away, and you keep drinking, and you get another 3 blood points.
Yay! 3 yum-yums.
Bea, you get back into the corridor. What are you thinking about? How are you feeling?
I'm anxious about Janina. I hope she's okay. I'm also unsettled by everything that's happened to me down here. But I also have a job to do, and I'm not entirely sure how well I'm able to do it when I'm not able to physically interact with certain things. I'm also worrying that I'm going to run into something that's going to cause me major problems and I'm going to be alone, but I have a job to do and I'm going to get it done.
So you keep walking along the corridor. Do you want to go into another room?
Yes.
So as you walk along the corridor, you notice that you don't seem to be closer to its other end. But as you turn back, you still seem to be like, you seem to have walked quite far.
Okay, but I'm not getting any closer to my goal.
There are no other rooms on the other side. But you keep walking, and you walk past. There is some dust or ash there on the floor. You see some, again, partially burned, partially corroded clothing somewhere. You see other personal things, a pair of glasses lying on the ground.
I think if I'm passing things, I'm either pocketing items, occasionally pulling out a small pair of scissors I have for sewing and taking snippets of pieces of clothing and just kind of putting them into my pocket to bring back. But otherwise carrying on forward.
And you reach another room to your right.
Okay.
And this one has bits of broken, what looks like lab equipment inside it. There's some syringes, there's some shattered glass, there's some metal contraptions. You have no idea what they do. It's all broken. Part of the metal you see is almost melted. Some of the glass also has this unnatural melted shape.
Okay.
The walls are blackened.
Okay. I'll maybe reach over to some of the sort of melted lab equipment and again try using Spirit's Touch on the mess.
Perception and empathy. Difficulty 9.
Ooh. That would be 3 successes.
3 successes. All
Yes.
right, so you focus on a piece of broken equipment ground around it, touching it. And once again, you feel the ground shaking. And you feel stones, some fragments of the ceiling falling onto you, but it doesn't bother you. It's just small ones, more dust in the air. You hear screaming coming from around, from somewhere, from where you came from and from ahead of you. A scream of pain more than of fear. And you see someone, a man, maybe in his 50s, backing through this room and bumping into the equipment that you're holding, everything shattering to the ground. You feel the blaze of flames, and you see the man move his hands, and you don't hear, but you know he's speaking, and you know whatever he's saying is unnatural and vile. And from not quite hearing it, but perceiving it, you get this feeling as if something was crawling on your skin, maybe some bugs, some worms. And you see in front of him a glimpse of a figure, a tall figure, taller than a normal human. Just a silhouette, taller, bigger, moving forward at the calm pace, not rushing at all. As the figure moves, there is something uncanny, something not quite normal about its movement. You can't quite place it, but something about the way the legs and hands and the whole body moves feels wrong and off. And you see the figure reach for the man who's speaking, and you see the man erupt in fire, and you hear his scream as the figure reaches into the flames for whatever remains of his disintegrating, burning body and raises it to its face.
Great. I am standing there utterly horrified.
More nightmare fuel. For
Yeah. I think I've kind of let out this sort of squeak of almost fear, just as the flames are so vividly in front of me, and then I kind of come to and lean back against the table slightly. And shake my head and start pushing forward to the next room because
Janina,
Yes.
do you wish to defend one more time?
Yes. I have a lot of blood now.
Then spend one
Okay.
blood point for your celerity. And roll again your dex and athletics, and let's see how he does.
3 successes.
3 successes.
What is the difficulty?
6.
Okay.
7, sorry.
I have 7, 8, and 7.
3 successes.
Yes.
So yes.
3 dice.
He clearly losing his strength. He once again reaches towards you with this small knife he has in his other hand, that the one you're not drinking from, attempting to stab you. And you feel it scratch you, but it doesn't really do anything. And you push him aside and keep drinking. And you can get another 3 points.
Oh my
How
God,
many points
I'm
are you
on full blood right now. 12.
Do you keep
that's my
drinking?
full.
As you're on your full blood pool, do you keep drinking?
Yes.
And you feel the man stop moving, and go limp. And then his body shaking. As you know, his organism is struggling and dying.
There's
And his
maybe a
hands,
part
you're
of
drinking
me like
from
feels
cold.
tiny bit guilty, but he's an enemy and I have to protect Bea. So I finished the job.
So you finish the job. And you keep drinking, and you're full.
Blood everywhere.
Blood is in you. And you drink even though you don't even need to anymore.
I
But you
haven't
drain
feel like
him
this
dry.
in ages.
And he is not moving. He is in front of you.
Okay, I'm sure that
And
there's nothing left.
Yeah,
I will
you are.
gently lay him down.
You lay him down and you look at his face, sort of twisted now in fear. As it died. And please roll your conscience. Difficulty 8.
Okay. Penalties doesn't apply, right?
No, not to this.
Okay, I have 1 success.
So at this point you realize that whatever you might have been telling yourself, he was a man, enslaved in some way, but definitely a victim. And you try to tell yourself that you defended Bea, but you know he was defenseless when faced with you, and that you are a monster here and not him. He's just a victim of someone like you. And you can't shake this feeling as you lay him down.
Yeah, I probably whisper to him, I'm sorry you chose to hang out with the wrong crowd.
But you know he didn't choose lightly.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to make myself feel better.
Yes, but at this moment, because your conscience is working, these attempts aren't quite.
Yeah, I probably sit next to him and just try to gather myself, trying to tell me that I did the right thing, even though inside I feel I didn't. So I sit there for a moment, maybe cry a tiny bit.
And you're there in silence with a dead body of a person you killed. Meanwhile, Bea, you keep walking.
I'm feeling unsettled, mentally exhausted. Not necessarily physically exhausted, but just I've experienced more pain than I would like in a regular night.
And you keep going forward.
Yes.
And again, you don't seem to be, when you look at the opposite wall, you don't seem to be getting any closer to it. It just keeps going on. And you see another room. This one you can't seem to enter. You see inside some relatively undamaged furniture, some ash covering it, maybe dust. You see a different door leading to it from the other side, but as you try to enter the room, you find yourself back in the corridor, coming out from the opposite, like sort of wall, and the door on the opposite side. But when you look back, there is no door where you just came from. And you again get this sick and dizzy feeling.
Oh, God. Then I'll go up to the door frame and put my hand just on the threshold in front of it and try and activate Spirit's Touch and see what I get from the door frame. But if...
Right.
Clearly the room doesn't want me in there, so I'm not going to push it.
Roll your, once again, Perception and Empathy. Same difficulty, 9.
This is Silent Hill 2. The hotel part all over again.
I don't know it, but I'm going to take it as a compliment.
Yes. You like go through doors and they always lead you on the other side. And it took me some time to figure out what I had to do.
Right. So Bea,
2 successes.
you focus on the door frame. As you do, there is again this revulsion in you and this dizzy feeling, but you push through it and you focus your senses and your insight. And you see a figure of a woman stepping out of the room. You don't see her exactly. You catch a glimpse of blonde hair. You focus on her eyes, which are absolutely focused on the shadow or form, the figure. It seems like a shadow, but it's not. You realize it's physical. It's this strange, dark, winged shape, much bigger than the woman. And you get a glimpse of them looking at each other. The eyes of the woman and the eyes of whatever this form is, absolutely locked. And you get, again, a wave of heat and flames. And as you sort of come to, you still remember, burnt into your head for a moment, this shape of a winged figure. You're not quite sure what it was. It was twisted. Again, the movement felt very unnatural, and there was absolutely nothing human about it, although you're pretty sure it was made of flesh.
I shudder slightly and then turn and look down the corridor.
You see Joachim come out from somewhere to the side and look towards you.
How are you getting on?
I saw quite a lot, I think. You see him carrying a few things as well. He grabbed some bag and put it over his shoulder.
I'll empty out the things that I've found and give them to him because I feel inappropriate having them.
He takes it. Thank you.
Of course.
I have a feeling you saw some of the same things I've seen.
Something large and human, something made of flesh, something
Can
tall.
you show me what it looked like?
I try and focus my thoughts and try and share some of my insights with him.
Roll intelligence and subterfuge. Difficulty 4.
Intelligence and subterfuge. Oh boy. That would be 5 successes.
Yes, you can show him the entire scenes, even more than one scene that you've seen if you
Wonderful. I will share everything with him before my memory can forget it.
So you see his eyes go a bit wide. He's not bothering kind of to hide anything.
That's fair. I think we're past that at this point.
He's kind of taking it in, and you see him shudder at some point. And look absolutely stunned.
Sorry. That was maybe slightly more than...
Then he looks into the room, the side, and sort of around.
I gestured to the room that I couldn't enter. That one wouldn't let me in. I don't know whether it would let you in.
I doubt it, but let's see. And he steps in, and you see him re-emerge a bit further down the corridor from the wall on the other side.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Suppose it was. And you see he's kind of preoccupied with this area and like thinking back on some of the things you showed him. I think I know what I needed to know. Well, at least. Let's hope my sire will be able to explain more of that. Should you share the black void?
Yes,
with him as well.
Okay. If I got the option.
Yeah, you can on 5 successes. You can.
Okay.
Let's crack.
See what's. I suddenly feel that anxiety bubbling in my throat as I think of Janina. I need to know that she's safe.
And you see Joachim just walk straight ahead.
As we're approaching the stairs,
faster pace.
As we're approaching the stairs, I'm mentally psyching myself up for the pain that I presume is going to hit me again.
But it doesn't.
Oh, thank God.
And you start walking up the stairs, and you see some moonlight. And you re-emerge in the room with another staircase going up.
I feel like
completely undamaged.
I feel like I can breathe slightly more easily when I can see the moon. Right. And we came from this direction and start heading that way.
He will be leading you as well. He seems to know the way very well. Like, he doesn't hesitate even for a second at any point.
Okay, then...
exactly retracing your steps.
I'm glad one of us has a good memory.
And none of the things affect you again on the way out.
Okay.
And you step into the night. Outside. Chantry.
I'm now looking around, starting to feel a bit of panic in me. I don't want to yell in case something's out there. I look to see if there's any birds flying and see if they'll show me where to find Janina.
All right. Meanwhile, let's see what Janina is up to. Janina, you're sitting there, trying to convince yourself that you did what was right. But something in you knows it's maybe there wasn't the right thing to do, but this was not right.
Bad, and I will probably take out my coat and I put it on his face so I didn't have to look at it. And after a while, I just get up and look at the body now covered and just like shake my head and get out of the door and go look if there is the bed that I hit somewhere, like laying nearby.
Yes, you see it on the ground.
Is it dead?
No, it's not. It looks a little bit injured, but you think like it will heal.
I will take it
without much problem.
I'm gonna have a pet. I wanted at least like.
Okay, you're going to take it. Okay.
Yes.
So you pick it up. and it looks at you.
I will try
Just
to.
taking you in and looking.
I will try to stroke it and like say I'm sorry.
It attempts to bite you. It bites you.
Okay, I will still try to hold it, and in a way that it couldn't bite me. Like maybe like put it on my chest so it could bite my clothes, but not like me.
What are your charisma and animal can? Difficulty
I don't
8,
think I have animal
because it's
can.
not a very relaxed bat.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why.
So I have 1 dice because I have penalties. What was the difficulty?
8.
It's not a success.
Well, it is trying to, like, it bit you, and you feel a little bit of your blood kind of
Okay.
come out, but it's trying to pull away from you.
Okay. Do I think it's gonna be okay?
You think so? Well, roll your intelligence and medicine. Difficulty 6.
Okay, I have 1 success.
You think it's more in shock. Like, you think it's going to be okay.
Okay, and do I know that? Do I have any idea that if his master is now dead, that it's not gonna deliver the message or anything?
Roll. Do you have any occult?
No.
Any stuff?
No.
You don't have a clue, to be
Okay,
honest.
then I will take it with me and I will ask Joachim and Bea, and then I will decide.
It is struggling to kind of get away, so you're gonna have to force it.
Yes,
Please
I will
hold
try
it.
to maybe like. Well, I left my coat already, so I don't think I have anything to wrap around the bed. So I will just try to forcefully like hold it in a way so I didn't damage its wings, but so it didn't like to put my strength a bit down, so it like stood still, so I could like walk with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can do it. Well, actually, you know what? It's a very nimble creature. Roll just your dex and brawl, I guess.
Okay.
With difficulty 7.
I have 1 success.
Yeah, you can hold it. Yeah, you can maneuver.
And I'm gonna go towards the place where I came from before.
Yeah. So, like, Bea, before you would start looking for the omens, you would probably see, as you're looking, you see the figure of Janina coming from the sort of to the side, from one of where the construction side is.
Okay, I'm immediately running towards her.
I'm probably like slowly walking, not very enthusiastically, and I'm just trying to talk to the animal, like just saying, call me that I'm sorry, and stuff like that.
I kind of
just trying to bite you and scratch you. It's not enjoying this at all.
It takes me a moment to register the bat because I'm just so focused on Janina, and I kind of come up going, "You're safe. Are you hurt?"
I'm okay. No, I got hurt, but the threat is gone. The man is. I killed him, and I say it like a bit, like not very enthusiastically. He's dead. He's in the shed, and I don't know this bat. I hit it with a stone, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe we could save it. Maybe we could leave it. Is it danger? Do you know if it's dangerous if we leave it when his master is now dead?
Do I know the bat is still a threat?
Roll intelligence and occult, but I'm going to say difficulty 9 because I don't imagine this Bea's area of interest.
This is not Bea's area of interest.
Sorry, I just.
Okay, I've rolled 3 9s, I guess.
Okay, so, well, first of all, you're not sure if it even has a master.
Right.
It might also just be a random bat who got called.
Oh. I think we've lost Alex.
Yes.
Oh,
no. The most important thing.
Oh, there we go. Hi, you're
Have
back.
you lost me? Oh,
yes.
So it might not be a ghoul. At all. It might not have a master. It might just be a bat that got summoned. from what Janina told you, you can discern that it got told something. But you would think that animals behave in their own sort of way. So it's not necessarily going to carry on with whatever it got asked to do after all it's been through.
I will relay that to Janina. I'm trying to be gentle with her because she's very sensitive and she doesn't like hurting things. I'll maybe suggest to her you could maybe ask Roman for help.
I think what I'm trying to convey is you think it's most likely safe to
okay.
Leave it.
Okay, so what I'll say is it's probably safe to release it, but if you really want to make sure, then I guess
I don't want to traumatize it more. I mean, if you think it's safe, we can just leave it to its own way. Look at it, it's scared and hurt.
Can I use using aura perception? Can I tell if someone's a ghoul or not?
Yeah.
Okay, I will try and use aura perception on the bat to see if it's a ghoul.
Oh, perception and empathy, difficulty 8.
I'm sorry, I'm so invested in this bet.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I have a 10, a 9, an 8, and a 1, so that is 2 successes.
Yes, you see that it's not.
Okay.
These vivid, alive aura.
Okay. It's not a ghoul, it's just a regular bat. So you should be alright to let it go.
Okay. Then I will just find the nearest tree. And
there are no trees around. It's just rubble.
Okay, then somewhere a bit higher so it could fly then.
Yeah.
Because I guess
there is some rubble you can put it
bats are bad that they can't usually fly from the ground.
Yeah, you can put it on a bit of a wall.
Yeah. And I just quickly try to stroke it before I let it. Just go on, buddy, have a life.
It hisses at you, and it just it doesn't even look at you except to hiss. And looks absolutely terrified of you, and just flies away.
9. Oh yeah. I go back to Bea.
If you try to poke it or something, probably scratch in fear.
Okay, I will let it fly away then. I can go back to Bea.
How do you feel, Janina, having?
Well,
let
now
this creature go at least.
That makes me feel slightly better because at least someone didn't have to die. It's like a small bandage on my guilt. And I get back to Bea.
I'm watching Janina quite closely as she does this, with a sort of level of curiosity, trying to understand the reasoning.
When you reunite, Janina comes back. The bat flies away.
What about you? Was everything all right?
Little unpleasant, but we've got a fair bit. I'll turn back to Joachim.
Well, Joachim is you walk towards Janina. Joachim stays sort of waiting for you. He's definitely looking in your direction, but he's not immediately there.
I'll come over.
Yeah.
We probably have a bit more time. If you want, we can go back in and take a more in-depth look.
I think I managed to gather quite a bit.
Okay.
I need to see what my sire makes of this.
Very well.
I'm afraid on my own Let's get back.
Of course.
And he sort of looks in that direction, considers for a moment. Says, I think I have enough.
Okay. And I give him a genuine smile.
He kind of nods, but he doesn't smile back.
What about the body of the man? Do we want to leave it here?
Put it in the trunk of a car, he says.
Okay.
Like, with no emotion whatsoever in his voice at this point.
I'll come with you.
Are you sure you can? Will you be? I think I will manage. If you will just open the door for me.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because I'm imagining Bea wouldn't be.
I can
carry
carry
the
the
No.
ankles.
You can carry the man, no problem.
Yeah, I try to be gentle with him, and I feel very unpleasant manipulating his dead body.
But you carry it and put it. The car. Close the trunk.
After the trunk closes, I'd like to roll self-control so I can touch Janina.
Difficulty 6.
I have 2 successes.
Yes?
And I just reach forward and put my hand on her cheek.
I try to force a smile.
You don't have to. I know it hurts you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I didn't have to, but I guess there was no other choice. It would be easier if he was kindred.
I stroke her cheek for a moment. We'll talk about this when we go back.
Yes. Thank you for being here for me.
I'm always here for you.
And I'm glad that you're safe.
And I'm glad that you're safe. I was really worried for a moment. Not that I didn't think you were competent, but, you know.
Yeah, well, good thing I fed before. I smile. It's like a sad smile. Because I know then right now I'm full, but at what cost?
Exactly.
One life, apparently.
Yeah. But, I don't remember last time where I was on 12 blood points.
Yeah. You feel full and satisfied. But I would imagine that something in you
Yeah. I
finds
felt
that
disgusted.
even worse.
Yeah.
Do you get into the car? Joachim is leading you towards there.
Yes.
And yeah. Well, he would have drive up towards the Chantry actually to put the body in, so you can get into the car.
So we're not just carting it down the street.
Yeah. And
it wouldn't be fun if we carried the body.
No. And you get into the car. He starts driving. He doesn't say anything really. He just starts driving.
I'm just looking out of the window. If Bea lets me, then I will hold her hand.
I won't pull away.
And you drive away with Joachim. And I think this is a good place to end.
Great.
Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you for
Thank you
running.
so much to everyone who's been watching.
I'm so sorry for my brain freeze, for a few moments during the game. I don't know. I'm just.
It's all right. That's why I wanted to give you a chance to.
But at least I made up for it.
Yes, to do this. Still. Yes, and feel horrible in the process.
We all it.
But anyway, thank you so much to our audience for staying with us to continue this story. We hope you enjoyed it, and that you will continue to follow Janina and Bea with us. We will be back in 2 weeks, which should be the 7th of June, at the same time. That's 6:30 p.m. British summer time. for more ruins of Warsaw. And in the meantime, good night, and we look forward to having you join us again.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night.